So today, I'm going to get around all the animals, check how the new calf is getting on. We are going to be carting more gravel again today, and also the sunflowers are getting done with the roundup because they've been a bit of a flop, and we're going to resow them. Got a wee party of cows following me this morning. Morning, Holly! So I'm just in the field of rape at the moment. Big breakdown. That's it. Wow. That's the drill working there. Cow doesn't like Lulu. There she is, she's a big calf. You see her on her feet there. I don't think the calf's had a drink yet, so ideally she'd be inside with the rest of them calf, and I could just get her in the headstock, get the calf in soaking. So I'm going to try just give her a bit. She's not too bad with me hanging about. She's not too fiery, so I'm going to get a bucket of feed, give her some food, and hopefully she'll just sit and chew on that while I can get the calf in to start having a drink. I'm not needing to bother, she's having a drink. Perfect. Quite happy with her, I can just leave her be now. Anyway, I'll wait and get round all the other animals. They're all starting to make various noises, waiting for me. So the sunflowers, the reason we are going to round them up, kill them and then resow them is they're very patchy, they've been hammered by slugs, they're dirty in terms of weeds, so that's why we're doing it. We'll just have to go for it, resow them. I think we sowed them a wee bit early in the first place anyway. As long as the weather stays up, it'll be fine. Temperature soil, they'll soon catch up, so just get on with that. Dunk's going to spray them off today. So here you go, this is all just weeds there. There's almost hardly any sunflowers kicking about. The rest of the field, it should be further on, I would think. So the cost of the seed and the spray is minuscule. No, the real cost is the time and machine hours associated with it, but the actual seeds are cheap as chips. We're just out, we're going to feed the bull. Here he comes. He knows we're feeding him. There we are. Morning, Holly. Just while we're out here, have a wee nick around the calves. See they're getting on fine. You can see Dunk out there spraying at the moment, so that's roundup on the sunflowers. Digger guys are out levelling off a few bits. So shed update today. The pad down there, this is the final layer. They'll pack all that, they'll level all that off, then scrape it off to the desired height, and then there'll be a few inches of planings to go in top. But we're done shifting onto that pad. We're currently filling in this hole. Needs to come up to the same level. That'll just be like a driveway down into the door for the shed. So we'll be shifting more gravel today, and then once we've done that, they'll be digging the rest of the footing holes for the base down there. Just now, got one digger levelling off piles down there. We've got the dozer levelling off this pad, and then a roller coming in behind, packing it all in. So we'll be there for another, I don't know, an hour or two, and then we'll go carting gravel. So I'm just going to go and start shifting some gates where the dung is, clear that all up, or start clearing it up until I get a call to go and join them. So these are the bits I'm going to clear out. I'm going to take all the gates away, the pillars, kind of push all this into a heap, can get rid of the ring feeder, tidy it all up, and then when we get a chance we'll shift all the straw / dung, it's not very dirty, along the road. So a bit of a change of plan. Sheep need to go into that trailer because they need to be clipped. They were going to be clipped on Friday, but apparently it's today, Wednesday today. So I need to quickly wash that, get the sheep in the trailer before I can go and cut gravel, so quickly get this job done. That's that trailer. Trailer's clean, so I'll go and put sheep in it. Just clean it out, one, just so it looks tidy, and two, prevents disease. If there's any diseases in dung from the cattle before, or whatever has been in it before, clean it out, flush it out, start from scratch, and you reduce the risk of spreading any diseases. Someone, who will remain unnamed, managed to bend this bracket that holds the spool valves on, so I'm just going to bend it back. Need a bigger bar. It's a bit straighter, that'll do. So we put this plate on ourselves. Originally when it came, these valves were mounted in these holes here, but because this is a really thick plate, if there's any, let's call them accidents or mistakes, or these get hit, which they've just been recently, it would completely wreck the valves and the pipes rather than this plate because it's so thick. So we put on this just a bit of cheap steel, so rather than the pipes and the valves breaking, it just bent the steel. So this is easy to replace and very cheap to replace versus new valves or pipes. Question of the day, what are these? There's to be 6 more loads on that pat down there. He still wants it a wee bit higher before planings go on. Getting there, nice big pieces of steel. 2 of those pieces that make up a full span of the roof weigh 3.5 tonne. What's the chances? I'll walk up there no problem. They're in, but whew, tell you what, Fergus, that wasn't a doddle. But I didn't have all the wee helpers you've got, Fergus. Just taking the trailer off of here, so just made contact with our shepherd, David. So he's going to get the sheep and take them to be clipped. Just because I need to get into a trailer and start carting gravel. But I've loaded them for him. Jeez, it's hot today. Whether it's the temperature or whether it's chasing after sheep, I don't know. David will hook that trailer up, take them away, they'll get a nice new trim, short back and sides, and then I'll be back into the field by this afternoon. That's Kev for the first load, so I'm a good bit behind. New flask arrived and it's absolutely huge. It's a good bit bigger than the last one. Didn't mean to order that, but anyway, that's what I've got. Lasts me a week. So we're now on to this pad here, which is off the side of the shed. So this is going to be the road, comes into the doorway which sits from that pillar to that pillar. That's going to be where the door is into the shed. So lorries will go in there, the forklift will go in there, all the grain will be put in there this year. It's through it now. Young Ralston's got a business call, keeping me waiting. Just gonna pack in a wee corner before I dump the next load. Don't want to get it too thick or else it doesn't pack very well. So I'll just sit and wait a second. That's just packing it right hard. So you can see this next to it is soft and loose, and this is packed nice and firm. That's the sheep away, David's away, our in-house shepherd. So that's us packed up again for the evening. You can see the piles we've just brought in there. There was another layer flattened, and then on that back pad there was a layer flattened as well. So made a good dent in it today. We're starting to see the end of it, the hole's starting to fill up. So we're kind of a bit stuck at the moment for finding out what's happening with concrete, whether we're going to be able to get it in time seems to be a bit of a shortage because this is going to be such a massive floor, and they need to be told quite in advance for the order. So I'm a bit sceptical as to whether the shed's going to be ready for harvest, but just have to crack on and see how far we get. And with the concrete, it could do with 4 weeks to dry once it's poured as well, and just because we're going to be taking heavy equipment, forklifts on lorries on top of it, it really needs to cure properly. Yesterday's question about the egg, why is it always pointing in the same direction? We do that so the air bubble stays in the same place. There's a wee air bubble. If it sits at the top and doesn't move, the egg will stay freshest, compared to if you turn it around all the time and the air bubble travels through the egg a lot.
Will you dare to give it all up and walk by my side?